All right, welcome everybody. Murfreesboro music scene sitting in house with our good friend Andrew from the band, the Nashville Death Blackened Thrash. I don't know what you guys are called. Ophiuchus.
Yes.
Metal band, extreme metal. We'll call it
Yes.
that. Extreme metal band from Nashville, Tennessee. So how you doing tonight, Andrew?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Been long, crazy weekends of practices and getting ready for upcoming shows and things. But yes, everything's going great.
Fantastic. So for anybody that's not familiar, you guys have quite a long history in the Nashville area. But let's start with when and where Ophiuchus spawned from.
Sure. Ophiuchus was originally spawned before I came around. This was back in late 2007. Two bands, Chiaroscuro, that's the name of it, and Good Looking Corpse, basically split up, and they kind of divided members. Mook was the vocalist of Chiaroscuro, along with Josh the drummer, and Daniel, our now current bass player, was also in Chiaroscuro, while Good Looking Corpse featured Patrick Ryan on bass guitar and Spencer Stevens on guitar, and then they had a drummer and guitarist as well. And they kind of switched members, and the other band was Mageddon. Ophiuchus was also formed.
Okay.
And Ophiuchus was the one that continued there. And
Gotcha.
they played their first show at Springwater. It was May 25th, 2008.
Oh wow!
So we're actually just past the 10-year. This was the first date we were able to get
Very cool.
together for the show that we wanted to put on.
Yeah, which we're actually going to be talking about that here in just a minute. We got a really cool 10-year anniversary shows. I'm sure there's some really cool things you want to talk about. So it's Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus. We
I
pronounce it incorrectly.
Gotcha.
The correct pronunciation would be closer to like Ophiuchus or something.
Yeah.
But when you hear Ophiuchus, you know it's us.
Gotcha. Okay. So now that we know the correct pronunciation of the name,
The correct.
where does that come from?
Yes.
Where did that originate?
It's the 13th zodiac sign that was actually taken out of the lineup back in the 13th century by the Catholic Church. They deemed it as evil and
Because of the 13, maybe? You think?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
it was like the evil zodiac, so it was taken out of the lineup, and I believe it was maybe Alex that came up with the name and knew about it. And there's been like other Ophiuchus title bands. In fact, we got on the MySpace and the Facebook and everything, and then I think it was 2011. It was actually added back into the zodiac. It falls kind of in December now.
Oh,
But only kids that are born after like that time can be Ophiuchus. But there are little kids running around out there now that are Ophiuchus zodiac
Interesting.
signs. Yes.
Okay. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
With the fact that you guys have been around, for about the last decade,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not you specifically, but
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the career highlights that you could embellish upon, as far as maybe not just your involvement, but the things that
Sure.
Ophiuchus has been involved in?
A lot of the really cool things for us, because we have been like kind of a Tennessee-based band. Like we have played a few shows out of state, Georgia, Kentucky, possibly some stuff coming up in Alabama, Illinois last year. But we are primarily like a local-based band.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of our big stuff will be like the highlights would be the release of both of our albums. We've had great reception for both of them, and both have been well received. And then just some of the live shows that we've had, the responses from those. Skeleton, which was a band that helped us out early on.
Really?
Yes, we played a show with them and that went very well, and had a good time. And then they all got our merch from that and wore it in music videos. Took it all over Europe. Wore it in the studio. They thanked us in the credits for their third album. So that was really meant a lot to us. And the same thing with Deicide and like Jack Owen wearing some of our merch. Like those are just little things, and it doesn't amount to money or whatnot. But those it's like, man, money can't buy. Like
those nods.
that,
and
yeah,
type
exactly.
Of,
so those, I think, the biggest things are a lot of those things. But we, I guess, as far as real big things is playing out of town shows. Our last show that we did actually was quite a while back at Full Terror Assault last September. This will be our first show that we're doing since then.
Oh, wow,
okay.
okay.
It's been quite a while since then, for sure. That was a great thing, doing a big festival and getting to play with bands like Venom, Overkill,
Yeah.
Crowbar,
Yeah.
Havoc, Raven, like all kinds of cool bands.
Yeah, that's that whole Full Terror Assault thing. It's like what European festivals aim to be, and we don't really get them a whole lot over here as far as like extreme music festivals.
Yeah,
so
I mean, and it's still a small thing, but I'm already planning to attend again this year, and I had a really just awesome time last year, so looking forward to that again.
Looks like a great thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Of all the bands that you went played for, who would you love to be direct support for?
That we have not been direct support for already?
Right. Like if you could go on tour.
I mean, we're all big fans of the old school black metal. Like Mayhem would be a cool one if they came back around again to be able to tour with them. I think would be a lot of fun. Slayer's on their way out, so I think we missed the boat on that one. But,
so sad about that.
But that would be a good one to have been able to make, or some old band like Emperor got back together.
Yeah, right.
Toured,
yeah.
But what are the odds of something like that? So.
Yeah, there's been a lot of cool like European black metal that's been making its way over here a little bit when there's not visa issues and stupid protests and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Which off the soda, have you guys ever like experienced that sort of backlash in any shows around Nashville or around the shows that you've had, like any kind of protests or crazy just radical people coming out and trying to?
Not too much. Not too much, really.
That's good.
I think that we have tried to just stir things up just at individual shows.
Yeah.
But not like people people don't know us well enough, I think, to come out and be getting real mad at us. Something did pop into my mind though, but if I think of it, I'll bring it up again. But.
Well, let's take a direction towards this 10-year anniversary show that we were alluded to earlier in the video. It's coming up here on the 23rd, right? June 23rd.
June 23rd, which is a Saturday night in Nashville.
It's at Springwater. Basically where everything began.
It's where it all started and where the history goes back.
So what can everybody expect? I mean, is it going to be
a lot?
Is it like all original members and stuff? Or I mean,
it's everybody original except for the Mook, except for the vocalist. That if any of you have heard the first album that we re-released with the 3 extra tracks, he would be the vocalist on those.
Okay.
He was a real wild man. We hate that he's not able to join us with this, but other than that, we will be having every old member. So Spencer Stevens will be returning on guitar. Patrick Ryan, who was originally the bass player but also sing, he's going to be filling in and doing a lot of Mook's vocal parts for him. Wow. Jake Miller, who still does our artwork for us to this day, will be returning to play a lot of songs on bass. Harley Autry, who was our bassist and did some backing vocals on both the albums, will also be returning to do some vocals as well. And then we're going to have a special fill-in, a new member who's just going to be doing this show for right now as well, but that'll be pretty interesting. So lots of surprises. We'll be playing new songs, a lot of old songs, a lot of songs that we haven't played in years. And since Spencer will be coming back, like a lot of harmonies that he did on the albums that we have not been able to recreate since are going to be there.
So this will be like a blast from the past for all your old school fans.
It's going to be like a total blast from, and it's. Not to say that it would never be arranged again, but it's been a pain in the ass to get this one going and everything, everybody arranged, and we're putting a lot into it. So anybody that was around for the old days and remembers what that was like and how crazy that was, this is going to be an opportunity to kind of relive that, and that's what we're trying to bring back. I'm going to be going back. I've been playing guitar and singing for the last 5-6 years or so, and this is going to be the first show where we're going to try to rework that old 5-piece format that we started with.
Wow.
So I'm going to have a lot more freedom to spit blood in your face and machete, and really, really kind of get that old danger back.
That's exciting. Unfortunately, I wasn't around for that era of the band, but I heard a lot of crazy things, videos or pictures that have circulated online and stuff. So I'm sure the live experience is going to totally blow everybody's mind.
Yeah, we've got some of the old videos that I've been posting too. That
Yeah.
I've been like going back through the archive
Right.
of the hard drive and finding these old videos and making what I can into little clips and posting them. But only specifically stuff at the Springwater for this show.
Yeah. And in addition to everybody looking forward to the show coming up in a week or two, what can we all expect from you guys, for the rest of the year? I know you were talking about, wanting to play more shows, and
we do. There's not really anything else on the books at the moment. We may be picking up some other stuff, maybe in the early fall or maybe the winter time. We've been in the talks, like I said, of maybe going back out of town again, but nothing is completely solid yet. Nothing solid yet, and then of course working on the long-awaited third album.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's probably that. Yeah. Any indication of that being done this year, or not too sure?
We keep thinking that it's going to be, but then it keeps getting pushed off a little bit more and a little bit more. It's been a few years that we've put into it right now, but we've changed tunings. Actually gone up into a standard tuning, a little flat standard tuning. But that has kind of changed a little bit of the songs. But a lot of the songs that are going to be out there might seem old to some people that have seen us a bunch recently, because we have been playing these songs. We've perfected them and know exactly what we're going to do when we go into the studio.
Gotcha.
So that's nice. But we want to get maybe like, not much, like 3 or 4 more out. And then we're going to start looking between our options of where we're going to record it. Mm-hmm. Exactly. We've been very happy with Jeremiah Scott for the last 2 albums. He did a great job, but of course he's a very busy person, and we're all very busy, and things have changed, so I'm not sure that things are going to line up that way for the next album. If they can, we'd love to.
Cool. Well, man, that's about as much as I had as far as questions go. Of course, and we really appreciate you taking the time and giving us that insight as far as the history of the band. Mm-hmm. Anything else? We basically want to leave the floor open for you right now. If there's anything as far as where we can find you on social media, any other kind of tidbits you want to throw out here, upcoming shows, stuff like that. Anything you want, it's all yours.
Sure. Merch,
merch, of course. We will have merch available at the show. We've got about 4 shirt designs right now. We're going to have both of the albums available, stickers, patches, the usual stuff. As far as finding us, we are not currently on Spotify or iTunes at the time, but that may be changing once we get closer to the third album coming out. It's just been a long time those were out, and if you don't have those albums, you can, of course, contact us directly on Facebook, and we can ship you one or reserve you one at the show.
Excellent. Yeah. So Facebook is the way.
Facebook is the best way. Ophiuchus TN, and we also have a YouTube channel under that name that you can look us up.
Okay, great. Well, this is going on, on the MMS YouTube channel, so we'll be definitely sure to include links for that in the description. So everybody that's watching, just check the description for the links to find Ophiuchus on YouTube and Facebook, and head out to Springwater on June 23rd, Saturday, with Ophiuchus and Company. It's going to be a killer lineup.
That's I was going to point out, I'm glad you mentioned that too, the other 2 bands of the night, Witchfane and Knuckle Dragger. Both bands, in all of our 10 years, we have played with tons and tons of bands, and rather than picking bands that we have played with many, many times, like, we want those bands to come out and enjoy us. So we picked bands specifically that we have not ever played with before, but we have seen, we completely support. We think it's going to be a great show. We want everybody to come out and enjoy it. All of our friends that we have played with over the last 10 years will get to actually stand back and watch and not get to stress and have to worry about.
That's a great idea.
About packing up all their gear and whatnot.
That's fantastic. So Knuckle Dragger and Witchfane.
Knuckle Dragger and Witchfane.
Witchfane. Ophiuchus.
We'll be playing kind of shorter sets. We'll be taking over though after that.
All right. So come out to Springwater Saturday night, June 23rd. Check out Ophiuchus for their 10th anniversary show with Witchfane and Knuckle Dragger. Everybody, this has been a great fun time with Andrew. Thank you so much for taking the time and talking with us today, and we'll see everybody hopefully on the 23rd.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys very much. Thanks for watching.
All right.